just feel like I don't have the best setup like Ben Shapiro, but that's okay. I just want to be like on their level as far as oh hi Vanessa. I'm just trying to get on a level where I can have some type of equipment they have, background, things like that. I have a voice, I have a Black voice. I want my voice to be heard. I've heard enough of Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro and all these conservatives that have done no service to the African American community, like they really have destroyed our ancestors' hard work as far as trying to, dent systemic racism. How many of our ancestors have marched and fought for civil rights? For her to get on a stage and influence the majority, which is white people, it's 70% of the population, which means they hold institutional power that can make the ultimate change. She is going to the source and trying to, manipulate them into believing, what their ancestors thought about us from the gate, which is that we're nobody. I honestly do feel that way. Maybe I'm wrong, sis. I mean, what is your intake on conservatism?
Oh, are you asking me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let me get as much time with you as I can before our book is gone.
I mean, I tell you the truth, listen to you talk, I'm actually learning a lot from, I always want to meet somebody that could teach me more about what's going on, because I do watch Candace Owens on Facebook and try to listen to what she was saying. I was kind of confused why she's the way she is. Right. So listening to what you're saying, kind of like, when you're saying the first time, the first Zoom, kind of opened my eyes like, wow, why is she like that? So honestly, I'm learning politics and listen to you teaching me. So my thoughts and everything you're saying is definitely right, but I don't want to say the right thing, the wrong thing, and I'm not for sure. I kind of,
Yeah, but you know what? That's okay. I think so many people in politics are trying to be the Mr. Know-it-all. As a matter of fact, it's okay if you get it wrong, as long as you can say, you know what, I might have been wrong about that, but now I know. So I always say it's okay. I believe in intuition. I feel like I see myself in you. You're right. Something did happen to Candace Owens. She was a victim. She was literally a victim of racism. So so her senior year in high school, she dated a boy in Connecticut. I live in Connecticut, and Stamford is like 30 minutes away from me. She dated a white dude, and it turned out to be the governor's son. Okay. Wow. So, but this boy, obviously he's probably popular. His freaking dad's the governor. Ended up doing a prank call on her. So it's like the most embarrassing thing you can do to a 17-year-old. Okay, she was probably like 17 at the time. She thought she had this hot boyfriend, and then he pranked her and made racist recordings on her phone. And she took those recordings, and her family sued the school for discrimination. She used the NAACP, which was probably done by her grandfather, okay, because he's an old jack who probably knew where to go. He knew where the source is. And she got $37,500. Okay. Now, I'm African American, and I can say I have been discriminated against, but I've never gone to a stretch as far as to get the NAACP involved and to get money from any type of institution. So that happened, and she actually sued twice. I think there was another situation too, I think in her college or something, where she ended up suing again for. So it's funny that she's attacking. That's all she did was attack Black people for being victims. We're a victim. You're a victim, but yet she was a victim.
Yeah, she was that. That's what I was trying to understand. What did I remember one time she said that her parents made her do it. Like she didn't want to sue them. Like she was saying that her parents made her do it. But I'm like, but you brought it to your parents. You had to about it. So for you to sue somebody twice, is I'm trying to understand what made her just switch like that. It's just trying to fit it. Like she didn't like what people thought of, Black Americans, African Americans. Is she ashamed of it? Because looking at her, I see her skin color is Black, but she doesn't think like a
right. Well, you know what? The reason why I have become not to hate her as much as I usually do, because I started to see myself in her. I grew up in a predominant white school, so I speak proper, but I've been in that situation where I wanted to fit in, and my friends
Yeah.
have said, I have a picture, I've never shared it, but I have a picture with one of my best friends. I'm a military brat. So I like that you're from Guam. I'm from Hawaii. So I have friends from Guam and, that whole thing. But I have a friend in a sheet and he's dressed like a KKK. And I'm sitting there and I'll show you guys one day. If you guys want to see it, I'll show you. But yeah. And I'm basically flipping off the picture. But, I just sat there. You wouldn't see that. You see me pissed off in the picture next to my friend in a sheet acting like KKK. But, when you're in an environment, you just want to fit in. So even though I was mad, I let them sit there and say the most racist things. And I remember going home and I cried about it. So, there has been times in my life where I could have just, they accept you. So you just do what they do. You assimilate to the way that they talk, the way that they think. I feel like Candace Owens has had some friends that were racist. She was influenced along the way with this type of mentality. And but the thing about me and her is I would never talk about my people the way that she does. And she's black as hell. That's what's hilarious. Like if she never talked, I would be like, okay, you right, sister, ain't that right? And she's like,
but you know what? I think that if she did a switch and realized what she's doing, if she had open her eyes, she'll be a good spokesperson for us.
Right.
But I feel like
go ahead.
Maybe brainwash.
See, I think the way that you think, I think we're very similar. I want to sympathize. I want to empathize with her, but I think she's cold-hearted. There are some people, and I live in Connecticut. Some of these people are real cold. Okay, they didn't. You lived in Bridgeport. I know where Bridgeport is. So I feel that she needs someone to meet her where she is, and it's almost like casting out a demon out of her. Like, Candace, stop the mess. Okay, you cannot say these things, and this is what you said. She needs an intellectual person to meet her where she is, and I am ready. I don't care what anybody says. I'm ready for Candace Owens because I've studied her. The things that she said about the worst place a Black person can be in a Black woman's tummy. That's what she said. She said that Black women are murdering their babies. This is what conservatives say. Black women, we're murdering our babies by the millions. This is something that they say. She talks about the missing father. Okay. But the fact is, she's got a missing father. So, the dots do not connect. There's a disconnect. And really, I think sis, what's wrong with her? She hates herself. She hates her Black skin. I really do believe that.
Mm-hmm. It's like she's
Black. She the things that she said. It's just appalling. But I don't know where John is and Josh. I think some people want the code. Okay, I'm gonna repeat it for people.
The code is 9CDTYE.
What'd you say?
9CDTYE. The code was still the same.
Yeah, the code is still the same. If you want to get in, I'll give it to you. We got some younger friends that want to come in. I'll give it to you guys right now. This is being recorded. I am so upset that the last video that I just did, it did not record. It didn't record. It's all that for nothing. Gotta love technology. This is being recorded though.
So how often do you have this meeting so I could jump in because I know the time difference. Like right now it's 12:57 p.m. here.
Oh yeah, so it's 9:57 p.m. here.
Okay, so
your day's getting started, my day's ending.
Okay, so you basically have these meetings on Wednesdays your time?
Yeah, I usually there was a time where I did it every day, but between you and me and 8 people that are watching me, I feel like there was people that did not appreciate what I do here. This is very time consuming, and there's been times where there's 15 people here, and they're all arguing and debating about politics. And I realized, what? I'm gonna take a step back from it, and then so I realized that I don't want to do it every day. because it just becomes too much. So Wednesday, and probably like Saturday. So Wednesday, Saturdays for sure. Now, will I do it on in between? Sure. If you guys asked me to do it on a Tuesday, if I'm on TikTok, I do TikToks live every day. I do TikToks in the morning and at night.
Can you send me a TikTok information?
Yeah. What's your TikTok name? Oh, Josh, you want the code?
You getting phone calls.
What is?
I don't even know mine by heart.
Oh, you don't? Oh, can you just go to the Andrea Show, and if you send me a message, I'll make sure I add you.
Okay.
Yeah, so just go to the Andrea Show on TikTok, and it's the blue one, not the other one. That was my backup one. TikTok family. But yeah, so right now I'm on TikTok live, and so I look at here, and then some email that I talk to you guys, and I really like my dream in this because I'm just meeting you, Vanessa, is to get my own show. I really do believe I could do it if I put my mind to it.
I think you could. But
you like the View with the red the table that I can bring you from Guam, and you can come sit at the table, and I just want a platform. That's why I changed my slogan to everybody's view. If you're conservative, if you're a Trump supporter, I always say this, you're more than welcome here. I don't want to attack anybody. I'm not like Candace Owens at all. Like I just want to listen to you and figure out why you think these things about my people.
I understand why, the reason why people are so against,
Vanessa, can I ask you real quick though? Did you use the same code? Because Josh is going to get in.
Yes, it's 9CD capital TYE.
Josh, it's the same. It's the same code. It's the same thing. It's like a job when you come here.
Yeah.
It's fun though. It's just so much fun. We got people from all walks of life, and it's just a platform. We've had people come out on our show, and they haven't even told their parents, and I'm just like, yo, so we got a Fat Boy Slim. I don't know if he's here yet, but he's a black guy. He's conservative. There's Josh, and he's an extremist. We've seen his guns, and I'm just like, I'm anti-gun, so please keep your guns in your house.
Okay.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi. I was just talking with Vanessa. Josh is a 19-year-old boy young man who's into politics like you, and he's learning a lot and just he's very fiery. He's got the passion.
Okay. Hi, Josh.
Hi, Vanessa. Nice to meet you. I'm glad you're in here. I'm glad you got added to the family. You're a nice person.
One second. Let me just give the password. I think Kaylee needs a password. 1 second. The password is.
I would appreciate if Kaylee came in here and she started talking.
Yeah, sometimes people want to come and they just like to listen, but they don't.
It's kind of like, why would you?
I'm really upset though, Josh. Our conversation that we just had, it did not say.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I did my tax returns, and I'm getting quite a bit of money. So
really?
Yeah, I'm really excited. My fiance is just like, fix your life. I need Ayana to fix my life, but I always tell him this. I have to spoil me just a little bit, little bit. So I want to get some. I want to bump up this experience. So if you guys have any ideas how we can make this legit,
we can make this. We can probably Andrea, and what I was gonna talk about that we need to start focusing on our main goal here is to start letting more people come in here and start growing our platform.
Yeah,
and I think
that's the goal.
That
let's see here.
Andrea, I was trying to tell you about my moderator spot that I lost because I switched my account because my other account got banned.
Yeah.
You didn't get banned, but I got banned from commenting, so I'm not moderator for the live anymore.
Hey, Josh, how did that?
Wow.
Yeah, they do be banning you. You just gotta keep it going. You know what I mean? I hope they never ban me, but if they ever do, I will appeal it.
Wow, speaking the truth, huh? Even TikTok don't want to hear it.
And you know what? The sad thing is that they say that they're, the appealing works. Like when they try to do their thing with me, I appeal it and I state my case, and they always bring me back. I make an argument on that little comic box. It says, "Do you want a real?" I'm like,
that's what you got to do.
yeah, and I always say this: I'm an African American woman, as a virtual civil rights activist, and I have rigorously have been involved in the BLM. And you guys say, and I know you guys are watching here, monitoring me, that you support Black voices in the BLM. And actually, I think they made a lot of money and got a lot of people on TikTok because of the BLM. I mean, at one point, that hashtag had billions and billions of people using it. So, you know, don't shut Black people out. Shut Candace Owens out.
So
not including Candace Owens.
So yeah, Andrea, I was telling you about the moderator thing. So
Yeah.
it got my account got banned. So I was wondering like if you can make me back one because I see trolls coming in all the time.
Yeah,
And
of
most
course.
of the time,
Yeah.
Alex. Yeah, Alex.
I need all the help I can get, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just bringing that to your,
Yeah,
just telling
of
you.
course. I will.
Because I know you're very busy. I can interact with you on the comment section because most of the time you're on Zoom and you're, talking to other people and their concerns. So guys, I just want to talk about, how like when they say BLM, but we're not including Black conservatives. I want to talk about that because, I mean, it's a hard topic to talk about, but let's talk about it, about how they say we won't accept the Black conservatives.
Who? Leftists like me?
No, we're just talking about like Candace Owens and Tim Scott.
Oh, who's the other guy? The guy wanted me to look up Jesse. What's his name?
I forgot. Jesse, something. I forgot. I just know his name was Jesse, and he was a conservative. Something. I can't really remember what she said, or how exactly what the name was.
Is he on TikTok?
I don't think so.
So what you're saying is, I'm sorry, Kaylee. I'm trying to focus on Josh. If you have another phone or anything, can you send Kaylee the
Yeah, I'll get on my
information.
My phone right
what I want to say is, are you
Let
saying?
me get my phone.
I'm not understanding what the question is. Are you saying that we should include Black conservatives?
Yeah, basically.
Why?
Maybe he wants to hear their side, what they have to say.
I mean, because
But do you not think that they are heard?
Who?
Far right or Black conservatives,
I'm not saying,
not far right, but Black Republicans and Black conservatives. Because
to be honest,
if you didn't notice, they really give them the mic. They get all the opportunities. Really, Candace Owens has millions and millions of followers. She speaks on a national and a global standpoint. I mean, the chick literally travels to spew her rhetoric. She goes to university. So does Ben Shapiro and all the people endorsed by PragerU. They only get mad when they get shut down on social media platforms that are meant to, not be discriminative. And the things that they say are very offensive. So, it's kind of mind-boggling how Candace Owens or any conservative can even proclaim that they're not heard because they're the loudest of them all.
I agree. 64606.
But what the gag is, Candace Owens didn't even get invited to the RNC. She's a Republican. She didn't even get invited to the RNC.
She did.
So if she's such an influencer, if they love her so much, why wasn't she invited?
Did she complain about that she wasn't invited?
I know, we should go look at her Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep them out of the conversation. I want to meet them face to face, and I want to ask them the questions that I've been holding in since I got into politics. And my main thing.
But I think it was a Black conservative who actually went to Arts and C. His name was Tim Scott. You should look up Tim Scott. He actually went to what's the name, inauguration.
Biden's.
No, he's a conservative.
Hey, Ray. Because I am a leftist, I took the test. I took the whole aptitude test. I am a libertarian leftist. Okay, so our views are just different. Does that mean that we can't have a conversation? Absolutely not. Like, we can have a conversation. The problem is, who wants solutions? Do you think they are seeking solutions? I can tell you one thing about conservatives that I've noticed, black or white, they
Mm-hmm.
never have solutions. That's a problem. What's your solution, Candace Owens, that we all become Republicans? For what? To push racist policies? That's what you want us to do? So that we can further be oppressed? That makes no sense. We're talking about black conservatives. I call black conservatives for what they are, and I don't feel sorry for it. They pander to far right rhetoric, and it's not okay. And they monetize it too. What's that guy Tatum? Tatum, whatever his name is, on he's on TikTok and everywhere. He's on I'll look it up on here. He has like a shirts and stuff like that. Like they monetize off of people's ignorance. They really do. I think they're opportunists. And that's our conversation. That's what our conversation would be. You're an opportunist, you're an Uncle Tom, and you're a sellout. Then they'll be offended. But you guys offend us all the time. So I really don't think we're gonna get anywhere because I mean, they don't make money off leftists. They make money off of their people that they support.
Yeah.
They don't make any money off black people. They don't make any money off of leftists. Why do they care what they say? They speak to a specific crowd. Look at Candace Owens. You want to watch it right now? We can watch Candace Owens. It's infamous, and everybody's seen this when T.I went off on her.
Oh yes.
Let me tell you that. Yeah, we're gonna watch that. But all the confidence she has when
I'm back. I had to go fix me some crabs.
When she's speaking to a white crowd, so much confidence. But when she's in a black crowd, majority, it's almost like she caves in. So she can't handle the pressure of being black in a black crowd. Let's watch it. It's just kind of amazing. But like I said, I will always be open to a conversation, always to bring forth solutions. But I just don't see them bringing it forward at all. Because I think they do it for money. They monetize off
they do it for money,
far right
like
rhetoric. So that was at the Revolt.
That's how Candace makes her money.
Yeah, that's how she makes. That's her bread and butter.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was the Revolt.
Here at Revolt that they never gonna have on MSNBC, CNN, or Fox. Because I'm be real serious. If you love black people, then you gotta be able to look black people that you disagree with in the eye and talk to them like they're human. Instead of yell at them, call them names, or disrespect them. We ain't had none of that shit here. So we getting ready to have a real conversation that only Revolt can have. And I'm excited about the brothers and sisters on this panel that are gonna make that happen. And so what I'd like to get right into is this whole notion of trap the vote. Trap the vote is not just the theme of our panel, but it's an organization. And it's a see-through.
Stop oppressing you. You know what I mean? That shit it only happens by leverage and force. And our leverage is our culture. Our leverage is the power of our dollar. And until we take control of that and redirect that to the places and the people that we need to redirect it towards, then we'll always be in a position where we got our hand out asking the motherfucker to do something for us.
That's right, T.I., even though your allegations aren't looking good.
Build on that. And Candace and Mike, I'd like to chime in. If that is true, and I'd love to hear that if you all think that is true, then we really shouldn't be acquiescing to the agenda of either party. We essentially should be developing an agenda that is ours and forcing them to respond to that.
It's a good idea, I think.
So often we are simply saying, I want to support Trump or I want to support this candidate, and it becomes a party decision versus forcing them to know what our vote is worth. So I'm interested, because both of you are on different sides of the aisle. How is the best way to engage a two-party system?
I'm on the black side of the aisle.
Well, we
represent two different candidates, but I'm on the black side of the aisle. I'm on the side wherever the good potato salad is. So I'm gonna let my sister speak first, but I want everyone to know my political interests start and end with how I grew up in Atlanta. So it's just a little foolish for us to say that we don't inspire
saying someone died for your right, because the people who oppose you glorify their heroes. I am a proud American. Let me say that first. I have no problem saying that because I've provided an opportunity in this country that I travel around the world other black men and women don't have. Now, it is my responsibility.
Get to the point, Killer Mike.
Take that opportunity and create more opportunities by way of economy, by way of having a platform to speak on the behalf of, and by way of making sure my constitutional rights and privileges are honored, which is why you hear me, who stands a lot of times with people on the left, say, I don't give a fuck what them niggas talking about. I'm not giving up my gun for nobody. Because the
Well, that's a damn shame, Killer Mike, even though it's killing 500 people a day.
First Amendment promises me that. So Mike, hold on. No. I don't want you to stop. What I want you to do is tell me about the process.
Yeah, stick to the subject.
Bernie have been riding hard, but I'm interested in knowing what was the conversation. But it's bigger than Bernie. We're going to keep it local. I'm talking about Atlanta. And what I mean is,
I agree.
Atlanta is a black city.
I mean, they not getting to the point though.
I know, because Killer Mike kind of.
Non-black total agreement. We had a black paper here that was owned by black Republicans that helped the NCLC promote, which was owned by black liberals. We had black ministers who were ultimately conservative and told Dr. King when he was a young man in the late 50s, hey, I want to start this civil rights campaign. They said, there's Alabama, take your ass on down there and go. It didn't start in Atlanta because Atlanta niggas had some money and they was a little bougie. It started outside Atlanta and came back with young people. So young people, the old people now who you disagree with, once were young. And because they did things like took bullets.
He still didn't answer the question. Let's get to Candace.
You have that opportunity. So absolutely, there's a blood oath that's been acquired as your wife when she made. Same thing on the other side. How are we negotiating? What is the negotiation tactics so that we're not acquiescing to somebody else's agenda, but being clear about ours in the process of giving them our support?
Well, I would say the first thing is that it's important to identify what our agenda actually is. And I think that the most important thing for people in this room to understand is that there is a very small window. Right now, the black vote is the most important vote in the country. There's a very small window before our vote's not going to matter. These conferences won't matter, and us sitting here won't matter.
Fear-mongering.
If you're looking at the numbers, every new birth in this country, 60% of all new births are Hispanic Americans. And the Democrats are about, listen, you're saying, let me get to the point. I'm going to tell you what's wrong with
Candace, just say black.
I say illegal is the new black because it's true. And there's a reason why they're
Illegal is the new black.
Right now, our vote means a lot, but new births of black Americans have stagnated. The population growth in black America has stagnated. So the things that I pay attention to are the numbers. I pay attention to the birth rates in this country. That's why I'm pro putting something down to stop illegal immigration. The second thing that I think is really important, and you may have heard me testify in front of Congress.
Do you realize this has nothing to do with the party system?
Black America. 75% of black boys in California can't pass a reading exam. Across Baltimore, they looked at 5.
Oh, last time I checked, she would have sent her up Connecticut, so you stay in your lane.
Single black child that could pass a basic reading or a math exam.
Where's your solutions?
Because I said this is the Democrat plantation, but I meant what I said. If you look historically at what the plantations were when we were slaves, there were 3 things that were necessary for them to run. The first was our ignorance. Black Americans were not allowed to learn how to read unless we would have our limbs chopped off. And that was because
Candace, go. Just go.
Cannot be enslaved. So the fact that our education, that our schools are in this condition in the inner cities and all throughout America and not a single candidate is talking about it is problematic.
But no one in your party's talking about it, Candace.
We need to be talking about the inner city schools. Another component, and this is the biggest issue that I think is facing Black America today, which was important to maintaining the plantations, was the
maintaining the plantations. Where are these plantations?
What is she talking about?
That are growing up without their fathers in the home, and that is being incentivized by the government right now via the welfare system. And the government says we'll give you.
She's so brainwashed.
If you don't marry the father of your children, you are incentivized.
So brainwashed.
Here in our community. What happens when you remove a father from the home? This is why I do not mess with feminism at all. I'm not with it. This breakdown of masculinity, making it seem like there's something wrong to be a man. All of this contributes to the breakdown.
Look at T.I.
When you remove,
Hey, hold on.
Look, everybody in the crowd's like, oh, hell no.
I want to make sure this sister has the right to talk while she's
Sister.
So let her say what she needs to say. keep it moving. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, look, let her talk herself to the ground.
In the 1960s in Black America, and they thought that.
Now, hold on.
I want to finish this.
This is on your behalf. At a certain point, we can't be assholes. At a certain point.
Whatever, Killer Mike. She's an asshole. Okay, keep going.
State and national, and so then there's a plan that has to be implemented.
Continue, because I was listening.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been turned into public enemy number one. I say the same thing when I hit every stage. The single motherhood rate in the Black community in the 1960s, before Lyndon Baines Johnson started the Great Society Act, was 23%. At that time, that was considered very high. 23% of Black people growing up without a father in the home. The single motherhood rate in the Black community today is 74%. 74% of our children are growing up without a father in the home.
Yet she marries.
I don't even really.
Oh my God, I can't. I can't. If she cares so much about the Black man and father, but she marries a white dude. I mean, at the end of the day, I just don't get it.
Drop out of high school, and you're 12 times more likely to lead a life of poverty. Why is nobody talking about father absence, and why do we keep being silent when we actually do? This is what Black conservatism is, by the way. It's really not. It's not that controversial.
So let me. I'm gonna let you come in a second, but I want to make sure I get Katrina in here.
I need another cup of coffee.
Open this up a little bit, because at some point I hear all of this, but the issue is we still got to elect people. And
Yeah, politics
from the local level, state, and national, and so then there's a plan that has to be in play for us to be able to deal with some of this stuff. So Katrina, I want to hear from you as you've been engaged in this current administration. What is it about this administration that makes you so confident that it has the ability to deliver what a Black community that this president is often in opposition to can?
Well, I think that's a great question. It leads to what I said was the biggest gap in the Black community, and that is this vacuum of leadership. When I first met President Trump,
yeah, Trump supporter.
Years before he actually ran.
Oh Lord! When I first met President Trump,
as a Black mother, not just as an American or as a voter, but what he has done since he's been elected, he's proven himself.
what has he done? What has he done, Candace? Come on.
Don't believe that statues should be torn down. Okay? Other people came there because they were upset that amongst people that came there,
Oh my God.
watching statues being torn down, were also white nationalists. So what he meant was there were some people that were just there using their First Amendment right. There were some people that were there to respond to the white nationalists, and a big mess happened. I'm not trying to defend him or relitigate a situation. I'm saying that being hung up on that is allowing you to not look at an administration that is tackling so many issues in Black America right now. I do not consider myself a Republican. I definitely.
Now she's a Republican, though.
But Trump woke me up. I used to be liberal. Trump woke me up to the idea that we're being manipulated by the word racism every 4 years.
So wait.
They call everybody racist.
All right. We're gonna get into this, because what I'm concerned about is how is that any different than the fear that Trump has created in poor whites? The fear that Trump has lifted in poor whites, that Black people and poor urban people are their problem.
Right.
When did Trump ever say that? That's a fallacy. When did Trump ever say Black people are the problem?
Make America great again. That's
right. Guys,
but I'm not on the panel.
That was Ronald Reagan's slogan. Was that racist when Ronald Reagan had it as a slogan?
Yeah.
It was.
Yes, let me
so that
please
slogan
answer
is
this.
racist.
Please
Yeah.
answer this. I have a question.
Wait.
Please just allow me this 1 hour nurse. Please. I have a question.
That's when he says "Make America Great Again." He's trying to take us back. What do we need to go back for?
Okay, wait, Josh, this is the best part.
We're talking about the period when women couldn't vote, the period when we were hanging from trees,
I'll answer.
or like the crack era. Which period in America are you trying to make America like?
I actually think that I would totally rock a hat right now that said "Make Black America Great Again," because Black America.
We're talking about America. That wasn't the question.
I am answering your question.
Which period was America great that we're trying to replicate?
Well,
Which era was it? Tell me.
I think I'll answer your question.
T.I killed it because he would. This is epic.
Which era was it?
What?
Which era was so great?
Here's the thing that you guys are forgetting. America was actually one of the slavery was all over the world. All over the world. America was. No, I'm not saying it's okay. So why are you saying oh?
Hey man.
America was one of the first countries.
I want to like you so bad.
I'm trying to
You're
answer
so
your question.
smart. I want to like you so
I
much.
can't answer answer
I
the
want to
question,
hear
it doesn't
y'all. I
matter.
want to be able to hear them. I want to be able to hear them.
If I can't answer the question and you're just gonna boo when I say slavery was all over the world, which is a fact, why are you booing a fact?
Because you're making light of.
No, I'm not.
You're making light
I
of
haven't
the
gotten into my points.
enslavement
I'm not
of
making.
people that look like us. You can't make light of that. That ain't nothing
I
to
haven't
breeze
even
over.
finished the sentence. How am I making
You
light of
started
anything?
with some bullshit.
I love that part. That never gets old for me. Okay. Now that really was on the topic that you brought up, Josh. If you're still here, you really wanted to know, and you had conversation. You wanted to have a conversation about keeping Black conservatives in the conversation. But I think T.I called it out because Candace Owens followed the same script she always does, and that is bringing up our freaking issues with no solutions. So what T.I said was, you started with some BS, and that's what they do. They bring up all of this. They purge all of these. What do you call it? Issues in Black America, and try to make us feel guilty for things that some of these things we had no control over, like the 1994 crime bill, which sent lots of Black fathers in jail. She's missing historical political events because she does not do her homework, but she only has mastered a script.
Andrea, can I ask you what was the crime bill about? Because I seen it.
Yes, and I get upset because I did my homework, and when you don't do your homework, you become a puppet like she is, and she believes it so much because she
can you tell me what is the crime bill?
Okay, so real quick, because I know we don't have that much time. The 1994 crime bill, okay, was a bill that during it's called the Bill Clinton crime bill. Okay, this is a bill that Bill Clinton signed. Okay, and Congress passed. Biden drafted it. He's a senator. He drafted it with the police association. So I'm a realtor. I'm a part of the National Association of Realtors, which is a pool of us, all of us together, who pay a lot of money to be called a realtor. So same thing in the police association. There's a lot of people, and that, you know, to be a police officer, you have to be part of the police association. Had over 100,000 police officers. They sat down with Biden before it went to Clinton, and they talked about, at that time, crime rate was very high. Okay. And did you know the Black Caucus of that time supported, regulating law? I mean, if you want to know where all the crime was happening, it was happening in Black people's neighborhoods. It wasn't happening in the white people's neighborhoods. So Black people were like, yeah, we need to get this crime under control. So actually the Black Caucus supported the bill before it was it had revisions. So this crime bill gave 100,000 jobs to police. You don't think that there were Black cops? Of course there was Black cops. They gave Black cops jobs. They put more Black people on the streets. But unfortunately, they disproportionately distributed the law enforcement in Black neighborhoods. So of course you're going to have more arrest in a place that's being more policed. Okay, so real quick, basically it put very strict. I think it was what are the 3 strikes? Basically 3 strikes and you get like you can't get out of jail. Like it was very, very harsh punishment for small petty things like now weed is like nothing. But back then you get caught with a certain amount of weed, you're done. Okay, you're freaking done. And it was Kamala Harris throwing you in there too. That's why people can blame her for throwing Black people in jail, but she was just doing her damn job. But anyways, it got a lot of Black men in jail for petty crimes. And what did that do? It ripped them from the family. Okay, so I mean, did Black people have to be involved in petty crime? No.
But see,
did the government have to do that to them? No. Go ahead.
But one time, Tulsi Gabbard.
What'd you say?
Tulsi Gabbard, the senator of the representative of Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
No, I listen. I haven't been home in 11 years, so I don't really know a lot about who's in power.
Look up Tulsi Gabbard.
Okay, I definitely will do that. But just not to get off topic because we got a few people here talking. in the conversation, 1994 crime bill. But basically, it did mass incarceration, and that's what a lot of people like to hop on the bandwagon last year in 2020, blaming Biden for the 1994 crime bill. But listen, catch this: Biden called it the wacko bill because the draft that he made was revised by Clinton to make it stricter. And guess who else wanted it to be stricter? It wasn't the Democrats. It was the Republicans. Republicans wanted it to be even worse. Okay, that would, could you imagine how much more devastation that would have done to the Black community? I mean, it basically mass incarceration was the new freaking plantation, was the new jail, new slavery. You know, you can't have slavery. Do you know that there's jobs in prisons? Like, you know, this was cleaning the streets of Black people, really. Okay, and then it's just really horrible. It was a horrible thing that was allowed in our country,
Yeah.
and that's that. So, and you know what? Clinton apologized for it, and so did his little wife. She apologized for it. Not little wife, I'm sorry, but Hillary.
Hillary Clinton connected to
But yeah,
who was that?
1994
Somebody's
crime
joining.
bill. But it
Someone's
also,
joining.
I'm anti-gun. Killer Mike, as we just saw, he wants to keep his guns. I can't. I'm not going to get into it. But Biden in that bill
Hi, Kayla.
wanted to ban assault rifles. Can we all agree that if you want to keep your gun, okay, but you don't need an assault rifle?
Exactly. You don't need no assault rifle. That's just too much.
Hi, Kaylee. So
Hi.
had that in there. It also had women Violence Against Women's Act, okay, which included all women. You know, violence, against women. That's so serious. I mean,
It is.
I would say probably 90% of the women in America probably have been assaulted by men. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like, I really do believe that. Whether you're walking down the street, you're getting catcalled, or you're seeing a guy in a club. Sometimes we ask for it, sometimes we don't. We don't know. But a lot of women have been victims. And
Exactly.
Biden
Victimized.
created the Violence Against Women's Act. Okay, these are the things that Candace Owens does not talk about. And then, let's talk about Donald Trump now. These Black women are sitting over here promoting for a freaking president who has 3,200 cases on docket for assaulting women. Now, get this, not Black women though. I have never seen Trump really say anything sexual about a Black woman. Honestly, I don't even think he's attracted to Black women. He is taking advantage of young white girls. And do you know one that he's getting sued from today is E. Jean Carroll. She said when she was 13 years old, I read the dockets. I know how to go to the judicial.gov and read the dockets. She said when she was 13, Donald Trump assaulted her in a freaking dressing room. She's a grown woman now, but why would she make that up? And let's not bring up freaking Jeffrey Epstein.
We don't want to bring him.
Well, guess who his best friend was for 7 years?
Yes, that's kind of suspicious how Jeffrey Epstein was your best friend. So one of the most.
Those women in that revolt that are African American are opportunists. They're only thinking about their pockets and their lives. I guarantee you.
I left your ring lights, Kaylee.
That's it.
They're nice.
Sorry. I know, Vanessa, you are new to the show. You just look overwhelmed.
No, I'm learning a lot. It's good.
It's infuriating as an African American woman. My great grandmother died last year, and Candace Owens wants to talk about her grandparents. My great grandmother died last year. She was like in her late 80s, and so she grew up through the Jim Crow law. She halfway raised me, and she would tell me about working for the white man. That's what she used to say. Working for the white man for pennies, for like 10 cents.
Oh no!
So it wasn't that long ago. Okay,
it wasn't.
Me as a little girl heard stories of my great grandmother who just died.
It took
what she went through in Texas.
Real fun fact. It took us till 1970 for Black people to get all their rights. 1970. That's how long it took for every black person to get every black. 1970. Like, can you believe that? Yeah. Can you believe it took us till 1970 for us to get every right that a real white American could get? Now, it seems like I'm telling a lie, but it's actually true. It wouldn't take that long to actually get this under control, right? But you got to think about it. That's not too long ago.
So,
1970.
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to post this on my YouTube channel because the last one didn't record, because I want to answer. And maybe if you guys want to answer, go ahead. I want to answer the question
Okay.
that, what's his name? The main guy. I really don't know. I should probably look him up at the Revolt Acts. And they never answered the question. None of them answered the question. Was, what can we do as African Americans? Who can we trust as far as the party goes? Where do we go? What can we do to make sure that our issues are being resolved? And I believe the way that we do it is obviously they're not going to give us our own party system. They're not going to give us a separate system. They're not going to do it. We got to
Because
make
they gave us
sure.
a separate system. We all know all of us would go to there, and democracy would be kind of not substantially. If we made our own system, Andrea, listen,
You think
hear
we
me,
need
right?
our own system? They're not going to give us a.
If we did, it's not gonna. I don't believe it's gonna happen. I really don't. But if it did was to happen, it would tear down the Democratic and the Republican Party, because it's not. It's a. You seem like I'm confusing, and I seem like I'm confusing myself, but I'm getting somewhere. Because if we did was to make our own party, it would be a lot of Democrats coming to our party, because it would associate with the same things the Democratic Party went against. So that means that it would just be a shift from the Democratic Party to a new party that had to include new rules and new laws. I mean, it doesn't sound like I'm making sense, but I'm getting somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's just gonna be a little exchange from the Democratic Party, because we're gonna
What
have to
I
send.
think we need to do is we need to have an association, okay, that is African American run, that will allow for a representative to have power within our community. So what the Democrats want to do as far as on a universal level here in America, and what the Republican parties want to do on a universal level, do it. But the African American, listen, I don't even want your freaking reparations. If we can find somebody to represent us with the power of the president to make executive orders
Yeah.
in our own communities, all right, I think it would be huge. We don't need to have a separate party, but we need someone in the institutions in our systems to have power to put their John Hancock and get things done. Like, I can tell you, as a licensed realtor, I don't see enough Black people buying houses. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Obviously for my business, but whenever I get a client and it's just like I'm frustrated, I can't get them. They need to buy their house. And did you know that it's cheaper to own a home than to rent? It really is in Connecticut. I can't say for everywhere, but in
I mean, in
Connecticut,
Florida, I'll say this: most people rent houses because due to the fact that if you buy a house, it's more money.
that's
That's
not
how I
true.
see it.
Technically, that's not true. That's not true.
So,
Okay,
well, thank you
because I can
for.
tell you right now. Okay, Josh, you're 19 now. You can live in your own. Okay, real quick. You know what it's going to take for you to get a house in Connecticut, in the state that I live? You need 3 times the rent. So you're going to need about $6,000 or $7,000 just to get in the door. And then guess what else you need? You need excellent credit. Nobody in my state right now is accepting under fair credit, and even fair credit they don't even take. They want you to have a 7 score credit score. I don't even have a score of 7. So a lot of African Americans, okay, they're probably paying off their college or for whatever reason can't get into rentals. Why? Because either they don't have the credit or they don't have the down payment, which is the first, last, and security. Okay,
Guys,
do you want to know how much it costs to get a house? Down payment will probably be about 6,000 or 7,000, so the same amount. And do you need your credit? Yeah, but you don't need excellent credit. And then even if you do have your credit and you do have the money, guess what else you need that gets in everybody's way? The approval of the seller. They don't care. You can have excellent credit, a perfect freaking job, and have everything. But if they see that you are a Black person and they don't want you on their block, guess what? They can say no. And they don't have to give you a reason. That's a freaking problem. So we need somebody in an executive in an executive seat that can make executive orders in the White House for African Americans that say you cannot do that. If somebody has good credit and has the money, okay, now what system can we get to get rid of people being able to say no because of color sin? I don't know. Maybe I don't know, because I feel like they're going to always find freaking ways to do it. But we need people in power to get these laws and policies in place that help us progress.
Yeah, but Andrew, can I talk about something real fast about the elections?
Yeah, we
About
got 2
how
minutes and go ahead.
well, it might not fit at all, but I'm just gonna say a little things about how some of the Republicans are losing well commonly states that go red in common elections, like somewhat called like Arizona and let's say Georgia and let me see what else, Nevada. You know, they lose in a lot of states, but it's a lot of you know you don't agree.
I
Yeah.
mean, what did you say?
I said, I mean, we might not have time. I was just talking about how like some of the Republicans are losing well commonly states that go red in every election. Like let me for instance Arizona, Georgia is most commonly coming with blue. Um, and the states that are in Wisconsin and it's and going more blue and Michigan as well. But
Right. So, you got the same people voting for the same things. That's all we're seeing.
and in Florida,
Yeah, you got the
Florida is a
same
blue state.
people. The Southern strategy works.
It
And it
does.
almost worked again because of the Southern strategy is a proven method. Because in the South, that's just how it is. So,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
luckily Georgia went blue. I don't know
Yeah,
how
oh
they pulled
yeah,
that
we
off.
saw a lot of, what was beautiful is that we saw a lot of states that were red turn blue
Like
because they
Arizona.
realized what Trump is, which is a freaking crook.
But they say it's no red, it's only red states. The reason why it's only red states because they showed them out right on the TikTok video I saw. And it was like it's the blue states, it's the blue states, it's the blue counties.
You gotta understand, Josh, that we Black people of color are minorities. So until white people, the majority, starts doing something about systemic racism, nothing's going to change. It's going to continue to stay the same. So as long as you see racism in our country, systemic racism, and all these red states that are voting for racist policies, we got to turn to our white brothers and sisters
Like
and
West
say,
Virginia.
why are
I
you
don't want to have
still doing this to us? Why?
in Oklahoma, West Virginia, and all them states. They there for white stuff. West Virginia is most commonly a Southern strategy state.
Before we go, I think I have a solution though. We got to fix our issues. I think white people do want to trust us, but we got a lot of crap that we need to fix. When we fix some of our issues, I think we're going to get closer in the door. We're not perfect. We make mistakes, okay? But we got to start taking ownership. That is the problem. We don't want to take ownership. We do have issues in our community, and we could talk about that another day. You know what I mean?